Hello and welcome everyone, I'm Madals, and today I've got game number 1 of a best of 3 coming up. It is a Zerg versus a Protoss, a Zerg versus a Protoss indeed. Green v red, going down on Whirlwind, and spawning up in the top right position as the blue Zerg player from Team Dignitas. It is Tefel. And his opponent, in the bottom left, we've got the red Protoss player from Fnatic. It's SaSe. Note that these two are both cool players, both GM players, and they're in cross spawns. And cross spawns means this should at least potentially go into a bit more of a macro game. And this is really interesting. The reason this is really cool is with the Forge coming down, that simply means that actually, basically with this coming down, it just means that it's going to be a Forge Fast expansion or a Nexus first. And simply put, with that being a Nexus first, you've got to be a little bit... Or if it's an Nexus first or a Forge first, either way, it's going to be a bit more unusual because a lot of Protoss players are going Gateway Expand down on Whirlwind at the moment. So the fact that it isn't could catch Tefel off guard. We'll see what he does. The only real thing that would be terrible for him to do in this situation would be to go hatch pull. If he did that, he would run into a bit of an awkward spot. In the cross-spawn positions, it wouldn't be devastating if he went hatch pull, as long as, of course, this probe doesn't find him and it isn't a Forge first. Now, considering the fact SaSe is going up to, it's going to be Forge first, it's going to be a Cannon Rush, 14 Forge, Cannon Rush, going to be coming down here. Is Tefel going to be able to identify? Well, he's got, of course, the spawning pool coming down. That's a good start for him against this sort of opening. This is suboptimal for SaSe, unless, of course, he deals some damage. So, this probe going to come up, he sees the Overlord, should be able to work out, okay, my opponent must be here because that has to be the second Overlord with how far out it is. The drone is on its way down. The probe probably going to act a little way to try and block this out. Tefel does have enough money to start the hatching. Gets it just. That was really quite close. So, really, really sneaky there, but relatively good going for the most part. We've got the Overlord coming back, just keeping an eye out for cannon rushes, but yeah, we do have the probe coming back. This Forge not really serving any purpose yet. Just delaying the Nexus is the only thing gained. On the plus side, though, SaSe didn't have to spend any money on getting down a pylon or getting down any cannons that maybe got cancelled, but Tefel, he's probably came off the better from this opening, just making sure that things are going fairly standard for him. Interestingly enough, getting down the Extractor. I say this is interesting because against the Forge Fast expansion, of course, what do you want? You want to be going, getting your third hatch up at around the 3 minute 50 to 4 minute 30 mark. That's the ideal timing of it. The reason, though, that we see Tefel probably getting this gas is likely he's expecting it to be a gateway expand. He hasn't seen the Forge yet. He has no knowledge about what's happening here. And therefore, since he won't have it for a while, he doesn't need to rush out his third. He's instead going to get out Zergling speed, which, while beneficial against the gateway expand because it gives you a better ability to defend against some gateway pushes, it's less good against the Forge expand because obviously the equal bases are going to be up for quite a while. You're not really getting yourself into the best ever spot. This Nexus, for example, only 15 seconds behind that hatchery finishing. So, not the largest amount of a delay, not the biggest time going, but hey, it's not the end of the world yet for Tefel. He's going to take quite a while to scout because he's only scouting with Overlords. This Overlord is going to come in and unfortunately not see anything down in the bottom right, which gives Tefel some advantage in terms of the fact that he doesn't have to worry too much about, say, for example, any quick drop play, any air play, anything like that. But it means that actually my opponent, when he sees that this has come down, it's such a late spot. We're already at the 5 minute 10 second mark, and while speed is coming down and the drones have been pulled out, you can't punish this with speedlings. It would be so ridiculously hard to, because there should already be a Zed. Notice that Warpgate Tech is on its way, but it's not getting chrono boost yet. It's probes that are getting chrono boosted out, so that leads to a better economy, which makes this a bit worse for, of course, Tefel, because Tefel, he's going to come in. He's going to see that, okay, you've got a gateway and a cybernetic claw at the front, a cannon, there must be a Forge, and there's the Forge. This is a Forge fast expansion. Dam tries to go and take his third as quickly as possible, but this third is close to 2 minutes later than you really want. It's probably about 1.5 minutes later because it was a Forge first, not a Nexus first. But still, Tefel is not in the best spot yet. He's going to have to drone quite heavily. And oh my goodness, SaSe with the hidden ninja expansion. Oh yeah. This is where good times come. These Zerglings are about to have speed kick in. They're like 10 seconds away from completion. Tefel going to be able to chase down that probe, maybe. It's going to be pretty close to speedlings. Going to try and go for it, but of course with the cannon there in the sentry will be forced back away. But yeah, this bottom right-hand base, if this stays up, it's sneaky times. Sneaky times are good times for Tefel. For SaSe. bad times for Tefel, because Tefel won't know this is coming down and definitely will be getting himself a bit behind economically. He's already behind economically. SaSe also pumping out the Stargate there. Tefel just getting on these additional gases and a Rotoron. Rotoron's fine. Rotoron Lair, again, slightly late in terms of what you want to be doing, but not tragically so. And there's not also anything coming down from SaSe, and that's because SaSe has the hidden base. Phoenix are going to be coming out. We've got the +1 as well. This is where, because he's got the hidden base, SaSe can invest a lot. He's currently been pretty slow. I mean, he's only got out 2 sentries. Skip most other things, went tech, adding on a couple more gateways. Interesting to see how many Phoenix he's going to be getting out. There's the one, and following up with a Voidway. So, just the one Phoenix for the moment. Probably going to go into Voidway Colossus. Very strong composition to deal with most of these things fairly evenly. But, yeah, all in all, I'd say this isn't scary currently for Tefel, but it will get scary pretty quick. These 2 roaches are quite interesting, only getting the 2. SaSe's bottom right, Ninja hidden base, is of course now up, starting to produce probes, getting some of that income. This probe has been forgotten, not going to be doing much else. The Madals, of course, still chilling in the middle. But this is smart from Tefel. He's getting down the Hydrogen. And the reason for that is he's seen a Phoenix. And if you see a Phoenix, there's no possibility the robotic facility and Colossi are going to be coming anytime soon. There is the possibility for a Gateway plus Voidway push though, and you need the Hydralisks in order to defend against that. Roach Hydra is good even with Colossus out. It just means that you can go for it pretty quick. It's not like it's a Colossus rush or anything along those lines. So Roach Hydra, a bit more Hydra heavy, is going to be really safe. The follow-up to this is either for Tefel to get down his Spire and Corruptors, or to go up to Hive quickly in order to get out some Vipers from the good of Dunks and when Colossi eventually do come, and they definitely will come nearly every game. Bottom right base is now getting a gas as well. This is where the income starts skyrocketing for SaSe. Tefel, still sitting on 3 bases, is on equal bases, but he has no idea about that. He doesn't know about this bottom right base, and therefore can't really react to it. The Overlords going down are annoying, but it's not the end of the world. That Phoenix just paying for itself quite nicely. It's killed 2 Overlords, so 200 middles. It's an annoying thing there. Robotics Bay also coming down. The Twilight Council is searching Blink +2, also getting started. So this is where all the money's being pumped at the moment. And this base still isn't completely ramped up. We had 5 probes in gas there. That's a little bit frustrating. A couple more pylons being added down here just to be on the safe side. Some gateway wall-offs coming out. This is a smart move. That means Zergling Rombais can't ruin your day. This one, Voidway gonna go and clean out the watchtower. Everything's still looking okay. +2. Charge now on its way. And was Blink. Ooh, Blink was cancelled. Okay, that's pretty cool. Hydralisks are making their way forward though. That Voidway is probably gonna die. Will definitely die now. SaSe just throwing away them units. He's like, I got a hidden base. I can throw all this away. Absolutely fine. No worries at all there. Zergling's still making their way forward. More Hydralisks are still in here. And yeah, everything's going okay. Nothing too scary. I'm quite happy. More cannons being added on, because this is a big push for Tefel. And there isn't really too much here for SaSe. He sees all this and he's like, damn. I've maybe spent too much on getting a good economy up. This is a great mid-game push. But those force fields really solid now, and this is the opportunity to try and make something work. One cannon goes down, but there are 2 more about to pop out. The Colossus a little bit far away, and of course the Immortal is not going to be helpful in this mix. I've got to set myself to busy, but that's fine. The Forge gets focused down. That means no +2. Upgrades are pretty much level. +1 attack, +1 carapace. These Hydras still working through everything. SaSe though does still have that hidden base down in the bottom right, but Tefel is flooding with units, just absolutely going for it. This was such a greedy build by SaSe, going for the tech, going for the hidden expansion, and just getting nothing to defend in the now. Main is really the last standing hope, because the natural being breached just is going to get floods and floods of units coming through. Photon Overcharge trying to be triggered, this Voidway trying to help, the Colossus desperately trying to focus down anything that it can find, but a single Colossus just gets focused so easily, and with this, GG is probably going to get called. There we go, so game number 1 goes to Tefel, who is the very deserving winner of that. Great little timing there, even though he started off a bit more economically behind. So, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like the video, leave a cool comment, and of course subscribe. Should you be on Twitch, stay tuned, because game number 2 of this best of 3 is about to be coming up.